I've always had a desire to help people and support people when they're in times of need. My family have had some struggles personally with family members struggling with substance misuse, and I've seen firsthand how that's impacted myself and the wider family. We didn't have much support, and I feel like there's a lot of families in similar positions when they do need support, and that's what inspired me to want to go into social work. It was a really challenging time when I qualified as a social worker. Not only was it challenging because we were in a pandemic, we were also transforming the whole workforce and profession to adapt to how to work with these children and families who were in need during the midst of a pandemic. We had to become really creative in the ways that we worked with children and families. We weren't able to go into homes to see and complete work with children as we would generally. We had to come up with other ways that would work for the children in ways that they'd feel safe and comfortable. So that resulted in me often taking children out running or walking and giving them the time and the space away from the family home where conflicts and tension were potentially going on. It gave them the opportunity to be able to still speak with me and get some of their worries out and be listened to. So as a result of some of the creative work that I did with children and the families and the positive impact that had, I was really touched to be not only nominated for the Social Worker of the Year Awards in 2021, I actually went on to win the newly qualified Social Worker of the Year, which I could not believe. I felt that I was just doing the job that I always wanted to do. I didn't feel like I needed rewarding for it, but it was really nice equally that was recognised. So what I really enjoy about my role as a social worker is the relationships that I do develop with the children and their parents or carers. In my role in the Children's Safeguarding long-term team, I often begin working with families and children at a pivotal point in their life where they're facing some real difficulties. My favourite part about that is developing that relationship, breaking down those barriers, and seeing the child and the family grow as we are providing them with the support that they need, and seeing how they're able to develop their own strategies and solutions to supporting themselves as well. And it's really nice for us to see that through and see some of the positive impact that our work has had on those families. It is a really difficult time when social workers become involved because there is such a negative stigma around us in the media and in society in general. And I do try with all of my families to break that down and explain that I am there to support them and to empower them in finding their own solutions to the issues that they're facing. I'm not there to judge them, and I'm not there to work against them. So one example of a case that I'm really proud of is a mum who has previously had children removed. She fell pregnant and she was understandably really anxious when we became involved. She had had really negative experiences, and I was aware of that and really was persistent with her in building my relationship to provide that wraparound support that her and her unborn child really needed. So following on from our early intervention, it was really positive that we were able to support that mum, and she did engage with us, and we were able to keep that child with the mum, which is the best outcome for that family and the reason why I want to continue working in my role as a social worker. As a social worker, you don't work with families alone. There's lots of different agencies and services out there who provide a wraparound support system for children and families, and that's really nice, not only as a professional but personally, to know that you have that support and you can provide that to achieve better outcomes for families. I think campaigns like this are really important to promote what social work actually is. I think there's a lot of common misconceptions and a negative stigma about social workers, and I think campaigns like this are really important to get the word out there that we are here to help and we are here to support. By telling my story about what I feel it is really like to be a social worker, I'm hoping that it empowers other people to really consider the profession and come into what is a really rewarding career. Children's social work matters to me because I have now worked in this field for 3 years and I've seen firsthand the the difference that we're able to make to those children who are in desperate need of help and support. I've seen the positive impact that we as social workers and wider services have had on those children and families, and the positive changes that we've helped to bring. For me, there's nothing more rewarding than being able to protect and help children to make sure that they're safe and that they continue to thrive.